The reason why I joined to wilderness is because I made bad choices in life and they didn't believe me, and then they just wanted me to like be out. So they sent me to wilderness, and then from there, I got a second chance in life, and I took everything I can.
Let me tell you about the wilderness program. I mean, in terms of anthropological wisdom, it's got a little bit of everything in it. There's, there's this 10-day trip. The students are broken into three teams, usually of about, 10 students each. And this is like a hunter-gatherer group. Inside of that group, there are roles to be played out in the wilderness for their basic survival, just for their basic manner of existing. Well, this is probably one of the fastest ways to teach. It's probably one of the oldest ways to explain what is a natural type of learning that occurs when someone is shown things, practices, and then actually evaluates the results. And it's confidence building, it's all of it in one time.
Basically, it makes you a better leader in life. Like, it teaches you a lot of skills from knowing how to like set up a tarp, and knowing how to hike, and taking care of yourself, and taking care of your group. Basically, teamwork.
So this excitement festers during the 10 days. It's very, very infectious. And not only that, they come back with this stuff called confidence. It's like, geez, I did that. They also have a situation where it's very difficult to explain what they went through to people that didn't go there. However, people can feel it and see it in them. And the best part is they can communicate this to each other. And that's really a powerful element. That really binds them to do other work when they get back.
It changed me. I've been more responsible.
Yeah, it changed my life. People were telling me I was gonna die, I was gonna go like to jail and everything. But when I got here, I actually had teachers that believed in me. So like I like had more confidence in myself. So I worked with like little kids, ropes course, cops, and everything. So it did change my life.
There's always an element of choice that is offered, even if they get sent there or drug in by their parents or relatives. They have to choose to be there. You got to want to do it, and that takes about the first week. But in those days, it was probably like dealing with the kids that would fall between the cracks, the ones that didn't really fit in but were very creative were part of that. The free radicals, the basically, the irregulars. That was the group, and in that group, you had everything. In fact, you had a lot of good kids. They were great kids in the beginning, to me, because I was teaching traditional science, and all of a sudden we had life. If these youngsters don't get out into the community, get role models beyond the teacher, beyond the classroom walls, it's going to get tougher and tougher. And the more exposure they have at a certain time, usually their adolescent time, the less they'll be demolished by this collision into this apathy, because it's a tough time. There are people that don't want to work, and of course this whole program was made from the work ethic.
It was my first day at ropes course. I'm afraid of heights, and then I wanted to be an instructor, so they told me you got to jump out, and then I didn't know why, so I didn't want to do it. And then basically they explained there was like, if you want to be an instructor, you got to go through the experience to like help them out when they're stuck. When people come to a ropes course, like they don't do this like every day, so they're scared. And then us as leaders, we like push them, and then for them to overcome their fears, that's something good in life.
It's a quick way to have adventure. You can have it in one day, and you basically do it as a group of people supporting each other with safety in terms of protecting them from falls. There's also equipment thrown in that you learn about, how to handle ropes, how to tie knots. And this is done in a wild area. It doesn't have to be a wilderness, but it can be done in a park somewhere. This here aspect is built on a gradient. In other words, you start on the ground and you work up slowly, slowly. And there's confidence and the ability to participate and clapping involved. And all of a sudden, a person says, hey, I'm okay. Again, they're okay. These people in one day are getting a taste of what the students got in 10 days out in the wilderness. Parents, they didn't understand it, and many of them shook their heads, but the results were coming in all the time, and that's why we kept going and we're allowed to keep going.